I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret, okay? I have not seen any of the Scream films, okay? I think I remember the ending to the last one, which came out back in 2011. There was a chick that wanted to basically be the new Sidney Prescott, and she cooked it up with her friends to have Sidney murdered or something like that, have her injured so she could live and basically be famous. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this review. What's up, everybody? Welcome back once again to the Big O Show. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. Excuse me. Do me a huge favor and hit that like button. Do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. Let's continue to get the views and subscribers up here on the channel. Definitely trying to hit 100 subscribers. We got like 15 more. 15 more. That's it. Just 5 to hit that fucking goal. Let's make this shit happen, yo. So, we got some work to do. So, I know I'm late to the party with seeing this movie, and yeah, I didn't really have any intentions on seeing Scream when the trailer first dropped. I thought it looked cool, but I really wasn't like, oh shit, I gotta see this movie. I feel like if you've seen one scary movie, you've seen them all, right? And especially if they've done a lot. And since there's been 4 other movies in this franchise, what the fuck else am I missing, right? So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump straight into this fucking review. So the movie starts off, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I cannot remember any of these other fucking characters' names. The movie starts off, and the main chick, I can't remember what the fuck the main chick's name was. She's in this house. I guess she's like house watching or something, right? And she gets a phone call from somebody random because the house phone is ringing, and she's on her cell phone texting a friend. And the person's asking her questions like, "Hey, is this person home?" Blah blah blah. She's like, "No." So she hangs up the phone. She's still talking to her friend. Her friend texts her and tells her to answer the phone. Well, she's like, "How do you know the phone is ringing again?" And she's like, "Answer the phone, bitch." And it's like, what the fuck? So then she has a link to this video. She clicks the link to the video on her cell phone, and she looks, and she sees that her friend is being recorded by somebody else. And so, she answers the phone, and she's having this conversation with the killer, and the killer's asking her all these different things, like her favorite scary movie and all this other shit. And when he's like, if you answer the question right, your friend is going to live. If you answer the question wrong, your friend's going to die. And so she answers the question. She feels like she answers the question right. And the killer like, no. So then, come to find out, the killer's like, in her area, somewhere outside the house that she's watching. And so she goes run out the front door, and the killer catches her trying to get out the front door. And so killer stabs her in the stomach. She runs trying to get out the back door, and you know how it is with these movies. Killer stabs her, trying to get out the back door. I think she landed like one hit in. And so then, while she's on the ground, the killer stumps on her foot or ankle and just like snaps her ankle. Gets a couple stabs in. The title comes on, the movie starts. And so then the sister of the main character, I forgot what the fuck the main sister's name is. She comes home because she finds out, hey, her sister's been attacked. And so she goes home, goes to the hospital. They have this big conversation. Come to find out that the older sister, her family is hiding a secret from her. That they're not really her family. Well, her mom is, but her dad isn't. Her dad isn't really her dad. Her real dad is Billy Loomis, aka I think it's Billy Loomis, the original killer from the first film. And so that's why she basically stayed away from her sister. Y'all watch the movie, y'all find out. And so then some scenes flicker by, and we introduced to these other cast members. None of these motherfuckers are important to the story at all, because you barely see them. So then, one of the side cast members, her boyfriend's trying to get back with her or some shit. And so then, the boyfriend who is trying to get back with her, tries to talk to her while they're at a bar. She ain't trying to hear it. He goes outside to take a piss. He goes to, the lights come on in his car. And he goes like, what the fuck, how's my car coming on? So he goes to check his car, sees something stuck, turns off the music, turn around, gets stabbed by Ghostface. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, the fucking kills in this movie are fucking whack, okay? And the jump scare is even worse. I'm glad I didn't see this shit in theaters. And so, he's dead, but I don't think anybody knew he was dead, right? And so then trying to remember everything from bit. So then, some scenes took her by, and the main chick with her boyfriend, I know his name is Richie. The Richie and the girlfriend go to see Dewey. And, they're talking to Dewey, and they're trying to get information to stop what's happening. And Dewey's like, look, I can help y'all on your own, blah, blah, blah. I've been through this shit too many times. Y'all fucked. And so then they leave and they go to her friend's house, which is the side cast, And so they go to the house and they talking to these people. Eventually Dewey shows up because he's like, fuck, I'm gonna help you with this investigation. But at first he ends up calling Gail and he ends up calling Sid to let them know, hey, Ghostface back, some shit going down, do not come back here, right? And so they all in there talking to their friends, and I don't know, this part kind of really confused me. Basically, the sister, well, not the main sister, but one of the characters, one of the side characters, is basically trying to relate what she's going to a scary movie and how the shit's going down, who the killer is, blah, 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 blah. So then fast forward, from all that bullshit, one of the side characters, she goes home, and the mom's in the house. The mom's in the house, and she's hearing like some sounds and shit while she's in the kitchen. And so she then goes to the back door because she sees the back door open. And all of a sudden she turns around and she sees that the son is right there. She's a cop. And so then she leaves. Her son goes upstairs to take a shower. And so then while she's driving away, she gets a phone call from an unknown caller. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't answering a lot of unknown calls. It's me personally, okay? She gets a call from an unknown caller, and she takes it, and it's the killer. And he's telling her, like, look, your son's finna die. Hope you love him. Hope you said your goodbyes, all that bullshit. So she spins around, goes back to the house. And so as soon as she gets to the front door, the killer jumps off the bushes and stabs her in the stomach. And then they get into a little fight, and he ends up putting pressure on the knife straight through the chest and just repeatedly stabs her. In the middle of the daytime, and nobody's outside to see this shit happen. Don't ask me how. Just how this movie set up. So then fast forward, the son's in the house. The son is in the house. And where his mom's dead. And he gets out the shower, he checks his phone, texts his mom, going to the kitchen, trying to get something to eat. And then he goes downstairs, he's in the kitchen. And through this whole movie, I think this happened like 3 or 4 fucking times. There's way too many of these shitty jump scares where somebody's looking in the fridge, you're looking there too long, all of a sudden they close the fridge, and it makes the jump scare sound like somebody's gonna be there, and after maybe like the second or third time, somebody's there, or standing behind them. It's so fucking whack. So, he turns around, nobody's there, right? Goes to the front door because he hears the sound, the front door is cracked, but he doesn't open it. And so he locks the front door, turns around, Ghostface standing there, like, right in the fucking, like, side of his fucking neck, right? And he's just bleeding out. I think he's trying to reach for something. I don't know if it was a stun gun or something, but he ends up bleeding out. He dies. Kills are so fucking whack. And so, fast forward from that bullshit. The man chick shows up to the house. She sees that the cop, white mom is dead, and hears that her son died. Killed Ghostface. And so then, that's when Gail shows up. And she goes over and talks to the girl, and then she goes over and talks to Dewey, and they got like this whole history thing about why, they not together, why they haven't been together for a long time. And so then, after that, they end up going to the hospital because the chick noticed that one of the cops who was at the hospital watching her sister is there at the crime scene. So he's like, who the fuck watching my sister? He's like the sheriff or something like that. So then they are running back to the hospital. Sister's in the hospital by herself. This whole floor is completely empty. You have to suspend your disbelief. Because who's literally going to leave a whole floor open with a serial killer on the loose and this girl sitting in a room by herself who got attacked by the serial killer? So she's sitting in this whole floor by herself, right? All the lights are off and shit. And so at least they dimmed out. So then the lights go out when she eventually tries to get away because she hears some sound. And so her foot is in a big cast and her hands are fucked up. So she's wheeling away in this wheelchair, at least trying to. And then, the killer ended up calling her sister and Dewey. And, he's like fucking with them and shit. And he's telling her to basically choose because when you go back to the hospital, the sister is like hiding in the back room because she hears some sounds. And then she ends up hitting somebody over the head with the phone because she thinks it's Ghostface, but it's not. her sister's boyfriend went to go check on her because the sister called me like, hey, my sister's at the hospital by herself, So then he's there to check on her. He gets hit upside the head. Ghostface comes out of nowhere and on the arm, and then she's trying to fight off Ghostface. Hits him with something, but of course she can barely do anything because she got her foot in the cast and her hand in the cast, so she can't do shit. So then she tries to wheel out of the room, but gets like pretty much just thrown out the fucking seat by Ghostface. And Ghostface is fucking with Dewey and her sister on the phone while they're on the way to the hospital. And so then they show up and the door's open. And before that, the Ghostface is fucking with them and telling them, look, you gotta choose. Either it's gonna be the boyfriend or it's gonna be the sister. You gotta choose. And she's begging on the phone, please, please, don't kill him, don't kill him. And so the door's open. Dewey shoots at Ghostface. Ghostface runs. Some fucking where. I don't know where he took off to. But Ghostface runs. And so Ghostface eventually pops back up, like just takes off through some glass or some shit. Dewey and Ghostface get into it. They fighting this shit, right? So then Dewey shoots Ghostface a few times. And Ghostface hits the ground. The other characters leave. Dewey decides I'm going to go back and finish this shit once and for all. And right before he gets ready to shoot the kill shot into his head, his phone goes off. Ghostface jumps up, stabs him in the chest, in the back, draws the knife up, blood gushing. Dewey dead. So then, fast forward, Ghostface, I'm sorry. So then Ghostface is gone, and then Gale and Sid show up to the hospital, and they have a little moment, and then the sister and the older sister and the little sister have a moment, and she's like, look, I'm getting you out of here. We don't need to be dealing with this shit. So while they're leaving, Sid is trying to talk to the main older sister, like, look, I'm trying to help you here. He's going to keep coming if you don't stop this right now. We can kill this motherfucker, right? And so she's like, no, I don't want no part of this. We're getting my sister out of here. We gone. So then they leave, and there's a big house party going. And so the sister has to go back to this house to get something she forgot. So the brother's like, no, we gotta get out of here, get away from this, this fucking killer hospital. And she's like, no, we have to go get some stuff from this house. So they go to the fucking house, big party's going on. This is where all the side characters are. They haven't been seeing this fucking movie for at least a good minute, right? And so all the characters are at this house. And, they're all still playing this detective thing. Where, I don't know, I was kind of confused about it, where they're all trying to basically make it seem like they're all living in a movie. And they're all trying to figure out who the killer is. And so they're all in this house. The brother ends up saying something to his chick, she leaves. So he's up texting her trying to figure out where she is, right? And so he goes outside because she pinged him. And she pinged him. She sent him a link. The link is trying to find her. It's like a find my or find me, whatever, right? So then she goes to go find him. And he goes to go find her. I'm sorry. He goes to go find her. And her phone, I guess, somewhere in the bushes. Ghostface comes out. They get into it. He hits him. Ghostface stabs him in the leg. He's trying to, he runs once Ghostface is down and trying to hide around the corner. And he's trying to text. We got blood all over his hands, so it's not working. So he throws his phone, tries to run. There's like a shed in the background, right? Ghostface runs out the fucking, come busting out the door, run out the shed, stabs him, right? And you see a car come around. But there's kind of bushes right there, so you can't, I don't know if they can see him. They'll holler, they couldn't. Obviously, they couldn't. And so then Ghostface, by that time, was already took off. And so then, all these characters are back in the house, right? The characters show up to the house, the sister and everything like that, and the boyfriend with you. They show up to the house. They show up to the house, and they're like, you got this big party going on, what the fuck, and they basically like kicking everybody out, because listen, the murderer could be showing up here, blah, 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 so everybody getting out the house, right? And so Sid and Gale show up. Sydney and Gale show up. And I can't remember what happened in between all this, but I know they showed up, right? And they take the guns out the trunk because what happened was all the side characters are in this room, right? And they start pointing the finger at each other, trying to figure out what the fuck, who's doing this, what happened to this person, what happened to that character, because this person mysteriously disappeared. And they're like, I don't have shit to do with that. Did you kill him? And so then one of the side characters, she pulls out a gun, shoots the other girl in the head, and everybody starts scattering like roaches. So once that happens, you're like, oh shit, this motherfucker's the killer? Okay, whatever. So then once that happens, that's when Gale and them show up. And Gail gets in contact with the main chick. She's like, look, this is the house that everything happened in. You gotta get the fuck out of there ASAP. And so the girl goes to try and find her sister and her boyfriend. And so then one of the side characters comes outside. She's holding her side that she got hurt. Galen don't believe it. All of them draw their guns. The side girl is shooting Galen in the stomach, and she's outside laying down bleeding out. And Sid runs into the house to go finish, to go kill this chick and to stop this shit from happening once and for all with Ghostface. And so she runs in the house and she gets a phone call and the killer's fucking with her. She hangs up the phone. She's shooting through every fucking door. She ain't even opening doors first. She's shooting through them all. Then open them, seeing what the fuck is behind them. Nothing. So she shoots behind one door and it's where the Richie is. And she shoots him in the fucking leg. Door busts open. Ghostface tackles her. Fly downstairs. Richie comes downstairs because they both dropped their weapons. And he picks up the knife, and as soon as his girlfriend shows up, which is the main character, stabs her. I'm like, I knew this motherfucker was the killer. He was too fucking off through the whole fucking movie. He was like a Superman Clark Kent thing. Every time the killer showed up, he was gone. But every time the killer was, gone, he was around. So it was like, I kind of figured he was the killer from like 5 minutes in the fucking movie. They didn't do good. Not making that shit fucking obvious. And so anyway, some shit goes by. They're all in the kitchen. Killers are talking shit. Oh, I've been interviewing the chick, because there's two killers. And the other chick has been like, oh, I've been interested in this whole story ever since my parents bought the house. And, I've been wanting to know what the fuck happened. And now I'm at, be my own star, make my own movie, all this old bullshit. And so, boy, it's a long ass review. And so then, a fight happens, right? Chick killer, Ghostface, she gets burnt up because she gets hit with some alcohol. And it's so fucking weird because it's like, during the fight, she's got Gail in the house, Sid in the house, sister in the house, little sister's upstairs somewhere. And so basically, she takes the bottle, I think it was, what was this, Sid or Gail? I can't remember which one. They take the bottle, smack the chick upside the head with it, so it's alcohol all over her, right? So then she keeps trying to play the victim all of a sudden when they got the upper hand. But as soon as she goes on the offensive, she's talking shit. And so then she ends up accidentally turning on the stove, right? And so they end up shooting her when they get the opportunity. She ends up hitting the stove and just automatically it goes up in flames. And so, dead. So then the boyfriend, he's trying to find his girl, or at this point his ex-girl, and he's talking shit. She comes stumbling out, they fall downstairs, a fight ensues. And so then, I almost forgot to mention this during the movie. For some reason, she was seeing the ghost of her dad, and he was like talking shit. And so then she ends up seeing the ghost of her dad because he ended up pointing at this knife or something that's under the curtain. And so then, just when you think that she's about to get killed, she grabs a knife, stabs dude in the face. It's the only kill I actually like. The rest of them, trash. And so then, she ends up, once he's down, she's stabbing him repeatedly, or whatever the fuck the word is, just multiple times. And, everybody is like, all right, so he's dead. She takes the gun, because you ain't coming back. Takes the gun, shoots him multiple times, make sure he doesn't come back. And so then they all standing there. All of a sudden, you hear somebody scream, turn around, and the chick you thought was dead is all charcoal burnt up, comes running out the room with a knife in her hand, and she gets shot by the sister. So now this chick is dead. And so then, they all end up, in the back of paddy wagons. Paddy wagons show up, news reporters show up. The main chick has a conversation with Sid and Gail, and, I'm sorry about Dewey, and, y'all gonna be all right. And they're like, hey, we can be fine. You gonna be all right? So she's like, I'll be all right. So she gets in the truck with her sister, and that's the end of the fucking movie. She gets in the back of the ambulance, and then that's the end of the fucking movie. This movie honestly does not need a fucking sequel. The jump scares are terrible. These characters were fucking forgettable. All the fight scenes were fucking whack. Because it seems like all the shit that fucking happens, it's like people do the same stupid shit in all these scary movies whenever they're dealing with somebody who's like a human, right? They hit the motherfucker with one fucking move, or they take something, bash the motherfucker one good time, and then they run. It's the same stupid shit movie after movie after. This is the reason I don't really watch scary movies, especially movies like this, because it's the same stupid shit over and over and over again. So with that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 10. It don't need no fucking sequel. If y'all ain't seen it, y'all ain't missing nothing. Trust me. I probably will go back and watch the other 4 films, because now I'm kind of curious, how do they stack up to this one? Are the kills better? Are they more creative? I don't know, but I do want to find out. I might do reviews on those movies, so definitely stay tuned until next time. I'm Big O, and this is the Big O Show. Oh, leave a comment down below if you have seen the movie. Let me know what you all think. Did you enjoy the movie? Do you think it was trash? Do you think it needs a sequel? Let me know in the comment section. What are some movies y'all think? What are some other movies out there that y'all think that I should review here on the channel? Let your boy know. Until next time, I'm Big O, and this is the Big O Show. Peace. I'm out.